punch me. Say about my mama. If they insist on a fight, I will obey. Show me your best.
Hey, look who it is.
Give me a minute. Are we live?
We are live, as a matter of fact.
Okay. It doesn't really matter if we're live or not. I don't know why I asked. But I added Mosef. So he was somebody who wanted to join and asked early on, but never responded to me. So I told him he could just join the chat and watch how Rec League functions.
Yeah.
He didn't want to join a team. And I was like, hey, if we ever need a fifth, hop in, feel free. Just come here and watch how the magic happens. And he said, I'm down for that. And I was like, well, welcome. I was like, you're in. So I figured he'd think it's fun or whatever. And we'll just keep adding people to Rec League infinitely.
Sorry, I'm just tweeting out the message.
No, you're good. Man, some of the topics we get to cover this week I didn't expect to. At this time of year.
Add more. Let me do this. I finished second in my first TFT game on the set. I will take
Oh
that.
my goodness. Is that what the background noise is?
On the stream? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why? Do you think something was wrong with yours?
I thought my mic was like bringing stuff in.
Nah. That's
That's good though. They still do TwitchCon.
yeah. I think I can
Interesting.
technically, as like a Twitch affiliate, I think like you're able to go. Like you get in the
Interesting.
building for free, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely certain on the dynamics behind it, but let me pop this out. Bang, turn that on. Swap this over.
Oh, am I moving houses? Whatever. Yeah.
When you said you were moving, I was like, wait, is he moving to the stream? Is he like moving
No.
somebody else into their home? Like,
No, I'm not moving houses this early.
you never know. Wilder things have happened in life.
Yeah. That's true. I did get married and like right before I deployed and it's worked out, so
One of the few, the proud.
yeah.
Wrong branch of military, but still the Marines.
Oh, I thought. Well, I won't say that on stream.
I was gonna say, that's their tagline, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Few the proud.
Yeah, just making sure we're on the same page there. Shout out to my uncle Bert. Hoorah.
Yeah.
He's I don't know. Did I ever tell you he's a drill instructor down in Paris Island? Or what was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your brother-in-law is honor guard.
Honor guard. And I
Well,
forget.
team of the soldier.
Yeah. And now he's doing some. He's also a drill instructor, but down in Georgia. Forget what.
Yeah, that ain't me.
Was
That
that?
ain't me, bud. I said that ain't me.
Have I ever shown
I'll
you a
take
picture of him?
recruiting, and I like it. Yeah.
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 Dude's yoked. It's unfair. Lucky
I
genetics,
like.
I guess.
What is it called? Recruiting.
Yeah.
Because I get my incentive pay, and all I have to do is talk to people.
Speaking
Although
of,
some people hate recruiting.
yeah. Well, I
Yes.
mean, a lot of the same conversations now.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of people aren't like if you're in. There's a ton of introverts, I would say these days, especially with like phones and stuff. Not a lot of people have like honed social skills, so that does make it hard.
Chat, how's the volume now? Too low?
Oh my bad, am I like super
No,
loud?
no. It's volume adjustment on my part. How's Paul now?
Oh god. Hello? Hello. The few. The proud. Definitely proud. Very proud.
Now I
would
know
say.
where you're going.
Marines.
Now I know where you're going with that joke. Oh, that took me way too long to figure it out. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Some would say maybe too proud. The Marines.
Jesus Christ. Ugh. Well,
the one military branch that absolutely jumps for joy when they get a 16-man bay. The Marines.
oh man. Oh Jesus. Where do I even go with that? Welcome everybody to the Crossover Podcast, episode 133. To my understanding, chat can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Now, the longest standing dedicated LCS podcast in existence.
Are we? Actually, we might be.
We might be. I don't know.
What would beat us? Dom's shows?
Yeah, but they're I don't know, they're multi-regional. Oh, the dive. Well, okay, non-Riot affiliated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll okay.
And because definitely Summoning Insight isn't, I would say, an LCS show or LTA show anymore. I will say, yesterday, who was it? Nox put, how are your jeans? Yesterday, they were like, have you seen that ad? I was like, how bad could it be? People gotta be over the top. Aries and Nox were, and then they were like, no, you need to watch it. And I watched it and went, well, I was like,
dude, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills whenever it comes to like the online discourse around that. I was like, people were like, oh, what? We can't just have like attractive people advertising clothes nowadays. And I was like,
yeah,
I don't think it's the attractive people advertising jeans part. I think it's the words that came out during that whole thing that you sit there and it's like, are we listening to the same shit? Like, how are you not like hearing like the bait behind there of like what is happening here?
Yeah, I didn't believe till I watched it and I went, well, things happen. I will say, if you are of the belief any press is good press,
hey, it worked. Yeah, if that's your view, 100%, it worked.
If that's your belief, if you have a fear that you could be ostracizing a lot of people for a long time in your company, then maybe this is a tough path they're going down. But if all you wanted was press, you got it, baby.
Oh,
you did your job.
Absolutely. It's like, oh my god, that's wild. I mean,
Yeah.
in theory, it technically worked, but like,
True.
I don't know.
Dude, Knox is right though. Bring back the Hardee's commercials.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
say any of that jazz. Just hot chicks with cheeseburgers. Let's be American again. And cool cars. Cool cars are another part of that.
it was what was it? It was Peter Griffin did a thing on late night, R.I.P. late night, when it was David Letterman,
Yeah.
and it was the top 10 countdown. The number one thing was like we should buy more American goods, which last time I checked were just down to cheeseburgers and porn.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, well, in 2025, that apparently still rings pretty goddamn true.
It
So
totally works. there's a certain like neuron activation that happens for men when you show them an American cheeseburger and boobs.
and
You
not
just-
the smash burger either. Like
Yeah.
a legitimate juicy burger that like
Yes. That has a crack to it from the lettuce and the pickles.
What's hilarious is you said
It's the people going.
you said those are the two things, and Emily just proceeds to walk by to the bathroom butt ass naked. So I'm just sitting there. You're saying this. I'm just going.
All she needed to
Yup.
do is hand you a quarter pounder with cheese.
Yep. The worst
You
part.
would've
Hold
been
up. The worst part.
America?
No. This
Pretty
is
good.
This is gonna be. I don't know if you can read that text, but it says, "You want anything from Wendy's?"
Exactly. Dude, it works. It works. I'm telling you, bro, like, the economy can get as bad as it wants. If the government can figure out how to keep cheeseburgers in the wheelhouse of the middle class to the poor, it's fine. Like, everything works out. The cheeseburger is the glue of American society. It's the one food that we made that we can go, this is an American thing, we think.
Yup.
And we're going to own this, and it's terrible for you. It adds nothing of value
It's
to
red
your diet.
meat. It's pure grease. It
great.
does add protein. I will give it credit. It does add protein, but like a cheeseburger.
But when you get protein with equal fat, that's just awesome. To like hand those out in mass. It's so funny.
Oh god, I had
Awesome.
I had a Dave's triple stack the other day. I looked at the protein count, and it was like 80 grams of protein. And I was
Yep.
like, I'm not going to look at any other stat on this board. I'm just going to focus on the 80 grams of protein and call it good.
Yep.
I was like, that's fine. Let's ignore that I'm taking probably triple the sugar that I should have in one day. Probably. But like, you know what? 80 grams of protein.
Dude, you give one of those with a Frosty and fries, bro.
And
dipping the fries in the Frosty.
Yep.
We're in the
Yep.
same area right now.
We are.
Of
We're clicking.
American ingenuity.
Go figure. We start talking about Merc and shit, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden we're locked the fuck in.
Yep. Food is really the only thing that our country just went, we got this.
Yeah.
We were like, there's a lot of things we're gonna struggle at a lot. But food and roads, we're gonna cook, bro. We're gonna cook something up so good. And we're gonna put food on the road. And everyone's like,
we're gonna
why?
give
We
it
were
a
like,
we're gonna give it a squirrel
yes.
mascot,
Yeah.
and we're gonna call it good.
Yeah. We were just like, dude, we're only making food you can eat while on the road. That's how cool this place is. And people were just like, okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Bro,
And then somewhere along the line, my family moved to like cornfields and went, it still kind of tracks here.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's flat land, but you put a cheeseburger in your right hand and almost crash with the left. It's a good day. No.
when you get home, take the steering wheel, put a beer in that hand, and you're good.
Yeah. It's true.
That's the other thing I
Just
will say.
like-
We are coming along pretty heavily on our beer craftsmanship. Like breweries in the
True.
United States are coming a long way.
True. That is very true.
Every like 20 to 30-year-old guy in the last like 10 years was like, you know, I can take up one of three side hobbies. I can start running. I can start
Yeah.
why am I blanking right now? I can start running. I can work on cars, start buying like a muscle car, or I can work on beer. I'm gonna do beer. That's the
Beer's cool.
Yep.
Dude, I will tell people, Like, if you want to have unlimited cheeseburgers, and your brain is like, I need this, and you have, my type of build where you probably shouldn't be eating unlimited cheeseburger because I shouldn't. Walking pad, $90 on Amazon. You can buy a walking pad, dude. I watch way too many Disney videos with my walking pad. All of a sudden, unlimited cheeseburgers. Nothing changes. Stomach stays the same. I do go out. I do a lot of other stuff though for the army.
You could also
walking pad.
you could also instead of that $90 walking pad, you can up your rent by $2,000 and live in a city that allows you to walk everywhere. Slightly pricier
Yes.
option, okay, but same practical purpose, right? And while
Yeah.
if you need to get anywhere while you're waiting in the subway,
Yeah.
you're waiting in 115-degree heat with no
Yeah.
moving air. And guess what?
That's a
You
good
gotta sweat
point.
that shit out real quick. So you know what?
That is a
I
good
see it as
point.
nothing but a win.
Yeah.
I say like
That
this,
is a
this shirt's
really
this
good
shirt's
point.
baggy as fuck. Look at this. Like look at that. Look at how
Yeah.
thin that shit is. Like that shit's
Yeah.
tiny.
And you low-key last podcast flexing the abs.
Oh dude,
Just-
I promise folks we will get into League of Legends here shortly. We're just going off the rails at the start. So I've got my birthday coming up on Friday. We're going out. We get like 15 of us going out for like dinner and going to a club afterwards, which is like pure neon inside, which I'll show you a picture of
That's
later.
cool.
Fucking incredible with some great DJ spinning.
Mhm.
We're going out then. Sunday, Emily and I are going down to Atlantic City. We're spending like 3 or 4 days down there to get her away, like take her to the beach, relax, whatever. Chain smokers. Yeah, I said get you out of like, I don't know what I said. Either way, next Friday I got the chain smokers, and then the week after that I have a underground artist coming in. I really like Darcy, and then I have a golf tournament. I have committed to 4 days a week in the gym because of this, because I want to look hot as fuck this entire time. So I'm committed. The abs are abbing right now. Like,
yeah, that's
really, I won't say
that is a nice life.
I won't say what I was doing whenever I received this compliment, but Emily said to me yesterday, she was like, your abs are looking really good. Also, your arms are more defined. I was like,
Nice.
I don't know if you're stroking
Big
my
moment.
ego in this moment, but I'll
Yep.
take it. Hell
Yep.
yeah.
That's a big moment.
I was sitting there like, shit, life's good.
Yep. I ain't gonna lie. That is like, that right there is the American dream.
Because look, and it's
That's
great
it.
too, because when you're, for those that are not married or in long-term relationships listening to this podcast, when you are with somebody for a long period of time, you don't see progression because you see each other every day. So it's like when you see a coworker and something, or a coworker or a friend, whatever it is, and you only see them every now and then, you notice change pretty heavily because you're not
Yep.
seeing them all that often. When you see somebody every day, the small changes you don't notice until like you've hit that point where it's like it's like, holy shit, wait, I do remember what you look like at this point. Like, oh, damn. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll take
Yep.
that. Hell yeah.
Huge dub. Huge. Oh,
But
yeah. I should probably stop the not league talk, but I just gotta end on this. Or at least I gotta drop this. I learned that my craftsman weed whacker can flip to be an edger this week.
are you serious?
Dude, I've been whooping up my yard. I've been taking it to the grass on my sidewalks. It's probably been the most fun I've had doing something in a while. I get it now.
Yep.
Like, it was my moment where I was like, I get this. Like, I get why dudes come out to their yard and they're just like, they stare at it and go, I can fix this. Because I'm doing that now. I'm like, this is so manageable. And I'm just attacking this stuff. It's so fun.
If I want to go real nerd,
I ain't
could
gonna
ask
lie.
you what type of grass do you have and what's your pH level?
I don't know either of those. The grass I do know is bluegrass, but it's not actually bluegrass because I'm having to fix so much, dude.
Dang.
It really sucks. There's so many weeds in it because it was a rental,
Ah.
and even worse, it was a rental that sat on the market for like 6 months because they were trying to just get rid of it.
Yep.
It was like one of those bought by a massive company rentals.
Yep.
So there were some little things we had to fix, and then the grass was like just complete weeds because they weren't touching it and they weren't paying anybody to do anything other than mow it once a month to keep the HOA from sending them a letter.
Yep.
That was it. So the yard's pretty shot. So I do need to dig up some of my dirt though, or soil for the fancy people, and send it in to a place because apparently they'll like tell you everything that you need to do
Yes. Yeah.
to
It's
fix your
not.
stuff.
Yeah, and they'll tell you the right seeds, do right. Like the biggest
Mhm.
misconception with yards is like people think like trees are good. Trees are actually bad for grass. They
Yeah.
change the leaves as they come down, change the acidity level within the grass, but
Okay.
also they block sun from getting in. And as long as you're watering it
Yes.
properly, sun is like the most important part, obviously, because
But they do. They are nice to sit under.
they are, and
Do
they
you like
can,
trees for that?
and great to build tree houses in
True.
if big
True.
enough.
My wife vetoed my decision. I was at Menards, and for $400 you can buy a 10x10 umbrella that retracts. And I was like, why not? And she was like, I have so many reasons. Why not? Like, where do I mean? I was just looking at it like, imagine this on our patio. It's as big as our patio. This would be awesome. And she's like, you know how stupid this is gonna look? And I was like, no. Nothing in my brain tells me this is a bad decision. This is a great decision. And she was like, no, it's not. I was like, this is so cool.
Oh,
It was so big. Like, it was like, Yao Ming level, like arms extended, but every direction. And I was like, this is so cool. Why wouldn't I do this? And it turned. Like, it was one of those ones
you can tilt them off
turn
to
it.
the side. That way, if the sun, and then you can. Yep.
Yes. And it would touch the ground if you tilted it too far because it was so tall. And I just thought that was so funny to just tilt it into the ground.
Act as a shield as you could carry.
Yes. Go out and stand in the rain with this just way too big umbrella, watch it break.
Oh my god.
But nope.
Oh.
Overruled. Denied.
Well, speaking of green pastures and people moving on to greener pastures, I don't know how we got here from me saying that we might be the longest standing podcast, but I'd be genuinely curious if we are at this point. Outside the dive, I can't think of anybody else that comes close. At least that like majority focuses on NA. Like I know we talk about other things, obviously, like everybody does, but like we're an NA centric podcast and have been since it started. Bless you.
Yep, we are.
But what do you make of Travis's announcement?
We honestly could be. Yeah, it was one of those things that I was sad that it was the end of an era, but it was something that I've expected to come for so long. And I've lost so much at this point in the scene of stuff I've watched that it's just kind of one of those, like, just added to my list of things I've lost. And I've kind of already moved out of because he's been slowly just moving away.
Yeah, his content fell out of my, other than like the industry stuff. Like he was one of the few people that I know that like still talked about the business side of things and like the greater picture of NA's ecosystem stuff. Those videos I tuned in for. I haven't watched any of his interviews in like a year and a half, give or take. And then Hotline League. I mean, I would watch live pretty consistently, but like I'd be lying to you if I said the Hotline League kind of lost its luster for me over the last like year and a half. Like I remember, I don't know, for those that follow me on Twitter or have for a long period of time, I used to do Hotline League reaction threads when I was in the office. Like I would save it for the next day and react to it in the office because it gave me something to do, and those chains would be fucking long, but they were fun to do because it was just like, okay, it passes time in the office, and some of the takes were like really, really like interesting back then.
Yep.
But I feel like things, I don't know, over the last year, there wasn't enough good, like interesting takes that were like thought-provoking conversations out of all this to make it work. And I don't know if that's just like the viewer base, like the calls that they were pulling, or whether that was Travis's like clear, like kind of waning interest and not wanting to beat a dead horse when it comes to like the negative Riot stuff. But it did lose its luster to the point where like this decision, I'm surprised it came now, but I'm not surprised that it happened at all.
Yeah, that was kind of where I was at. I guess that is a better way of saying it. Is surprised it came now, because it wasn't a random time frame, I would say. But I wouldn't say that it was like one of those, oh, I can't believe this is happening, because it's kind of just one of the another writing on the wall.
Yeah.
That eventually he's going away. I mean, because he's probably made a good enough amount doing this, because there was a time where he was huge and he was the guy. And he's done so much in esports. I get that he would want to just sit back and watch and have some fun. And also, if he thinks that this is close to like the NA league kind of whittling away, then I would get wanting to just sit back and watch. Because he also made the point of the same thing I said earlier in the year, was how many more times can I really like call out what they're doing is bad in the same exact ways I've done this infinitely. And it made me like try think, and we talked about like, should I just be done like talking about this, because I just say the same things and they're never going to change. And I've been watching them just slowly spiral this game that I loved into the gutter. But obviously, I didn't want to stop, and I do like talking about League. It's just more of we've kind of quit talking about, or we still do sometimes. We have to talk about viewership at some point, because it's a conversation that has to happen. But we do it a lot less because there's nothing you can do at this point.
No,
right?
know
NF
exactly
has made
what
their
it is.
decisions, and yeah, it's unfortunate because I even now like, what are we gonna do? Talk about LTA's first weekend back wasn't good viewership at all, which I'd love to talk about, but at the same time, it's
What
not
was
shocking.
viewership? I didn't even check.
They haven't even dropped it on ES charts as of yesterday. I don't know if they have today.
That I'm
And-
scared for what this number is going to be, because I did a
Yeah.
quick spot check on Saturday. I don't think it was above 55K, but the fact that it's not reported yet on esports charts is kind of telling.
Yeah,
All things considered. I will say though,
I mean, yeah,
on the
What
Travis
were you gonna
front,
say?
it's like the thing that I've always wondered with him, and I've never had the chance to like sit down and talk with him, so I'm really interested to listen to the Emily Rand exit interview. But like, I wonder what his bigger goals were within LoL esports, because your bigger goals are always like the thing that kind of keeps you like pushing and motivating, even when things are like down and out and depressing, or all these shitty decisions are happening. Like if you have something that you were specifically striving for, like that, I don't know, you power through it. And I didn't get the perception that he had like anything that he was specifically going towards. So there was like no driving force behind things. And once you lose general interest, if you don't have that goal, it's like, okay, well, obviously he's going to pivot over to Riftbound and Magic the Gathering and like card games where he actually is genuinely interested, and that's fine.
yep,
But I think that for me is like the big difference, because I've been getting, as I've made videos on it, a lot of people asking like, hey, you're not going anywhere, right? And my response to them is always like, I made a video talking about it earlier today. Somebody asked, is like, well, if Travis is leaving, does that mean that nobody's making any money on this and it's unsustainable? And I was like, guys, and I'll fully disclose the number here, I made just barely over it, but I made 5 figures of revenue from esports last year. But a combination of ad revenue from TikTok, subs on Twitch, partnerships that I have with Elgato, and did a thing with Verizon last year, I made over 10K. And that's pure profit. Like I don't have any expenses. I own my computer entirely. My phone is my phone, and like there's nothing here that like I need to pay monthly other than Adobe Premiere, which now I get for free because I won a raffle thing back at the Webby Award thing. So like I literally have 0 expenses and over $10,000 of income from this. Like esports are a profitable venture for creators, as long as you don't sit here and rely on it as your sole income. If it's a fair, if this is your side gig and this is your like passion project on the side that you just
Yeah.
so happen to be making money from, it's fine. I get that's entirely different from Travis, who his entire like career now is content creation. So I'm in a much different position than him, but I've always viewed esports that way. That I would never
Yeah.
want content creation to be a standalone thing. And I just want people to know that are looking at the space and seeing Travis leave. It's like, okay, if you want to if you still want to be in the space, if money is your driving thing, whatever, but it should be passion, there's still a ton here for you. Like a lot, despite all the problems that we
Yeah.
have.
No, it's true. And I mean, especially if you're willing to do some international videos and things, you'll really get, like, that'll at least keep you afloat. But it is one of those, like, I get why some people like are losing the drive for it, and it's been difficult for everybody to keep wanting to watch. But it's one of those things, like, this just keeps continuing. Like we were saying, Band-Aid has been being ripped off. Just keep ripping it off at this point and probably restart with something new. Because at this point, I don't even know, is it worth bringing back the LCS name? Because do we need this like whole different mindset into the future? I think as long as Riot runs the league, LCS is better bringing back because it helps us at least get going again. But if it wasn't Riot running it anymore, it would make sense to go away from it.
That I
But
would
with
agree
Riot
with that.
still holding on, it's one of those things where it's like, maybe we could flip back to LCS and see where we go. And I get the people who don't want to bring it back, but at this point, you do have to like. I will reiterate once again. Now that Travis is gone, 100 Thieves is gone. I think you cut Dig and you really look at the two teams you're bringing in with these 6 we have, and this is it for the next 5 years. You bend over backwards to keep those 8 teams.
Yeah.
And you do whatever you have to do to keep evaluate. Well, you have the wrong rotating team, right? But my bad. So that team is going to make it tough. But those 7 teams you have locked in, you have to bend over backwards and push them to build viewership and do good content on their own and kind of figure it out. I mean, I wore this jersey kind of as a joke because I was going to be like, I know who they should bring back, wink, wink. But that would be purely selfish reason.
Yeah.
I would want that just because I have nostalgia, and I know I'd have to look over basically terrorism at that point, but I would do it in a heartbeat for the nostalgia.
Jesus. I mean, the thing I would add to
Like,
that,
yeah,
like the part that I know people don't think about, but is important to keep in mind. Algorithmic optimizations are incredibly important. And the LTA North branding has 0 traction on social media. I can tell you by videos that I do on both YouTube and TikTok, anytime that I mention the LTA North now, I always put the LCS with it because the LCS tagging still gets more traction than the LTA North does. Like the LTA North is not a popularly searched thing. The LCS, whether it's for nostalgic reasons or current reasons, doesn't matter. It still gets more traction. For that reason alone, you go back to the LCS branding. Without question.
yeah,
And then everything else, obviously, like, again, not gonna sit here and claim that it's the golden nugget that fixes everything. Obviously, we have way bigger problems, but like that is your starting point that you have to go back to the LCS branding and go from there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
from there,
I think that's true because it's one of those like this now with Travis gone, you can really feel the like all the old energies kind of out of the room. And there is that thing of he brought up too. There are a lot of people still involved in this that are probably burnt out, who could also take a step back. And I do agree with him there. It's definitely a weird thing that it's like I don't know what you do because a lot of our players are like older players, right? Their brand doesn't really have a ton to go. I do think Fly and TL are like 2 of the kind of like differences to that statement. But I would say it really is those two have marketable players who seem like they could grow a fan base. Other than that, C9, like with Thanatos and Loki, I don't know if they could grow C9 to new heights. I think C9 itself grows just because they're good at what they do. But they don't really have a player who's like going to grow, like almost be a superstar,
Yeah.
get bigger than the league itself. You're probably hoping that a Masu or a Yan or a Busio would do it. But if we're being real, I don't know if Masu and Yan have the capabilities of
No.
showmanship.
They do not.
APA is probably your best hope of showman, but I don't know if he will be kept around long enough unless this stuff works out with Yuji, which it looks like it is. But Buppo was probably one of those guys who was there. Like he was starting to get to a point where like it was almost starting to feel like Buppo could be bigger than himself if he kept going the way he was going, but people also were responding pretty tough to how he did things. So he had a lot of haters as well, which honestly is good for business. But when I look at the rest of the teams, I don't really see anybody that I'm like, oh man, that guy is going to like be the thing that grows the league. And then on top of it, I have no idea who are the young guys that are going to come in. And it's probably not going to be a Korean. If we're being honest, Koreans in LCS historically haven't really like gone stratospheric popular, other than I would say like Core JJ got to that point, but he was piggybacking a lot on Doublelift.
Yeah.
There. And when Doublelift left that team, it was pretty obvious Core
fell
wasn't
off real
like
quick.
carrying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Impact, you could say, is like a guy who could, but I don't think Impact really ever hit that level.
No.
And yeah, I would say Berserker wouldn't be a bad one. I think Berserker was moving in that direction. It was just unfortunate for Berserker that he came in when the league was like kind of dying. So he was like fighting for his life to keep it that way, and he wasn't doing a ton. I would say content wise that was growing stuff out. So it is tough. I mean, you can have it's probably your best luck is Europeans or somebody who speaks good English, really. You need somebody who speaks good English that can get out to the masses of North America and actually, rally people. And that just unfortunately hasn't happened in a while. And I don't really know who you look to as a player.
I don't think there's
that
anybody,
to come.
and nobody in the current crop has what it takes to make it on social media like that. Maybe Busio,
Yeah.
a little bit, but even then, it's still not the same. But I guess my question to you would be this: players aside, because we know it's tough out there when it comes to the next generation of players and like who's going to represent NA.
Yeah.
How do you think in the creator space Travis's void will be filled? Like, even though we talked about how like he's not what he was in terms of his omnipresence in the space, how do you think his void gets filled? Like, what's your prediction on what the next 3 years looks like for like the creators in League?
Odds are it's gonna have to be some way of you or Cloud can keep growing really well. Because you and Cloud are gonna move up and fill that void of people. And then there's probably going to be somebody who I just don't know of. Like there's gonna be one wild card person who we just don't know that really could usurp in there. I mean, the real chance is that it just doesn't. I mean, because that's how a lot of this stuff has gone. Is people have just dipped. I mean, there was even somebody in your comments who on Twitter, or I guess X, that I was reading. The guy goes, "Well, with 100 Thieves gone and Travis out, like this feels like a decent time for me to just do my thing and move on with life."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dang, like I can't say that's like rude."
No, and I that's where I was talking to Marn and Cloud with this because we have a group chat between the three of us, and I personally don't think anybody fills that void. I think the people that watch Travis like that are just going to be gone. at this point, and you're going to lose another wave of viewers. I know Don, Jake, and Jamada mentioned about like doing, they joked around about doing like a cold ones take, but at the end of the day, they're Europeans representing European League of Legends, and they can't fill that void. They might be able to fill like the general void within the space, but they can't fill like what that NA kind of creator presence was. And I had people asking me like, hey, do you guys want to do a call-in show? This might be a hot take, and I know I forget who it was. I think it was Soundwave. I forget who it was on Twitter. It was Soundwave Son. He was like, bro, now's the opportunity. You need to swoop in and do this. Like when it's hot off the press, now's when you do it. I personally don't think so. Because I think what you need to do, and a lesson that needs to be learned in media, is that unless you're coming in with a product that actually is polished, people and see, I'm gonna dip down that rabbit hole, and I know Khan's gonna be like, any content is better than none. I agree to a certain extent, but when you are directly trying to fill a void that was created by something specific, you have to live up to that or exceed it. And I don't think a knockoff version that is gonna feel entirely different is the right way to go. I think you introduce your own thing. Now, he made an interesting suggestion that I don't mind, which was I take the I don't want to overreact branding and make that like the community call-in show. And like do a thing like that, which I don't think is bad. But I don't have the capacity to do that right now. And it's one of those where it's like, if you can't live up to the standard or like exceed what Hotline League was, but in a more unique way, I think you're just gonna like people are gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, it's a knockoff Hotline League," and then write you off.
Agreed. And it's also like one of those we'd have to actually like really think about. I mean, it would change our whole show.
Yeah, no, I would never sacrifice this podcast
we do have
for that.
Ever. We'd have to think about. I mean, it would be because we already do it like once a year-ish, and that's kind of been our thing. Like, probably at best, what we do is jump it to like once a quarter, or something. You know, like we would just do it the way we want. I mean, that's how we do everything.
Yeah,
but it is one of those like you kind of gotta be like, that show was great. And that was a void that people loved. If some other big creator wants to do that, that'd be perfect for them. I don't know if we're the people. That is a lot to take on because one of those shows is a lot of arguing. That's just how it is.
Yep.
I mean, that you have to argue with people's points basically the whole time. You have to like pick out their points. I would say Cubby probably had a lot more time invested and just overall knowledge than you or I do in Pro League, like in the analytical sense. Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of time of games watched. My games watched is not where it used to be at all, to be arguing with people about every little thing like that. Really, this is like our vibes thing.
Yep.
We come into a lot of vibes, and that's how we do it. And I don't think vibes like generally runs well with arguing with callers all day.
No, because like
we can be convinced so easy, to be honest.
That, but also like, I mean, you know me. A lot of my narratives and reasons for things are just complete bullshit. Like why did this? Why am I picking this team? Oh well, because 6 years ago in the cadence, like there was a post on Reddit the other day that was like it was 7 years between Cloud9's semifinals appearance in like 2011 or something like that versus whenever they made it to semis in 2018. And now it's 7 years again since that point. I was like, you know what? That's enough for me. C9 to semis this year. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
Come on. That's the type of shit that like I can't sit here and rationalize with you. I'm just going to make a bullshit point. And that's it. But you know what? It's good vibes, and I'm going to fucking go with it.
Yeah, no, that's literally what we do. And that is how you exist. Like, that for phone callers, maybe it would be, you know, super fun for them. I don't know. Maybe they would love that, but it is a lot, and it would be interesting. I mean, I would be open to more. I think it's a fun format.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like I know a lot of people want everybody to pick that up, and somebody wants someone to pick up that mantle, but at the same time, we all like this is kind of the way the scene goes. A lot of things are being kind of taken away. So if anything, that would be like a Dom show. Really.
I think Dom is the perfect personality to do that
Yeah.
show. Even though I think he would get annoyed and sick of people real quick. I don't know if he has the
Yeah, but
patience to handle a weekly version of that show.
yep. Yep. And I don't honestly know how the heck they did towards the end. I feel like eventually you get kind of worn out on some of those shows because the longer I watch it, the more I notice like what, especially with the scene declining, it was like the same six guys, like half the show every week, and I'd be like, okay, dude, I've heard this guy's take on everything under the sun at this point. He could be a guest at this point, and I wouldn't be shocked. Like there were some times where you're like, yeah, I've heard this guy a lot, and his take. This is like 2 words off of his last week's take. So it is one of those things too. Like we don't really have a community here. Not saying our show's not huge and awesome and super great, but I think we would very quickly be running through the same people every week.
Hey, we got a good batch of like 25 people that watch this show pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love them all to death. I don't think it would make for an entertaining call-in show when it's the same 25 people.
You'd have to be posting TikToks weekly to be like, please call in now, call now, we need you. Please.
Call in to get your take on the show this week at 9 o'clock. What time? 9 o'clock. Get one free plushie with every call-in.
And they'd come in and it'd be 9 o'clock. They'd be like, where are they just totally forgot they needed to be on at 9 and they're eating food. And it's 9:15. Paul's actually just at McDonald's and it's 9:15. He completely forgot.
Oh man.
Like they'd be like, why did you pick my take? I'd be like, bro, I quit reading takes a long time ago. I just started dragging names. I feel like I don't care at this point.
The one thing that I will say that I still think is a really good idea that we all need to do at some point. If one of us could do it. If we ever got co-streaming rights between yourself, me, Cloud, and Marn, I think that would make for a great co-stream watch party between the four of us. Because you have enough rivalry between the four of us, and we know how to banter with each other decently well, that watching games together could be very entertaining. And like, certain matchups, like you want to tune in to just see how personalities react each and every week. And that, like, my model that I've been using, and I love them even though I fucking hate them at times, is the flank from Call of Duty and the FaZe guys. Because it is, on the podcast, you have a FaZe member, like he's actually part of FaZe. You have a 100 Thieves member in Octane. You have just an analyst guy in Ben, and then you have Aches, who is a former pro player, but he's just like, he's not affiliated with a fan, but he's the Optic hater. Like when put for context, a guy has won 3 Call of Duty champs rings, basically the equivalent of 3 worlds. And this guy refuses to call him a superstar in the game. And after he just won champs and EWC back to back, the 2 biggest tournaments of the year, he comes on the show and was like, you know what? A real superstar would have done that shit all year. He only did it the last two events of the year. That ain't a superstar in my book. That ain't sustained greatness. Optic fans triggered out the ass. And it's great. Like, it is a fantastic dynamic. That is just like great entertainment. That the second Optic won, every Optic fan was tuning in to see if he would finally admit that Shotzi was great. And he still wouldn't. He still stood on business. And I love it. It's so fucking good. It's great entertainment. And every day after champs and after EWC, I was tuning in to watch the flank because the second the broadcast gets done, they go live and talk about games for an hour. I think there's a place, if we all had time, which is like obviously different than reality. You, me, Marn, and Cloud after LCS or after LTA on Sunday nights, like go live and just start talking and just start like bantering the hell. And then we all have like our own individual, like you and I have our podcast here on Wednesdays. They have their thing as well. But like after games on Sundays, like we all come together and we butt heads. And if you could co-stream, the best part is like all these guys are co-streaming as well during the games. So they're watching games together and then they're specifically having these debates afterwards as well. And it's fantastic content. Like, I think that would work really, really, really fucking well if we could do it.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. That'd actually be really cool.
Because Marn and I are going to fucking go in on each other. Because I'm like, and the best part is, even though you're a Shopify fan, Cloud is like the diehard Shopify fan. Like, has been day one. Like, that was his thing. I know you're a little bit later to it, but you're still Shopify. But most importantly, you are still very anti-C9. So like you and me would just gang up on him every fucking time that he tries to say something good about C9, and we will make his life miserable. And that's great. Like that's great content.
And I'm just a professional hater of everyone, so I'd be hating the whole time on anything I can get my hands on, even if it's I'd be hating. But yeah, that would be great. I mean, because those on Saturdays, like that'd be the consistent day. I feel like we could all.
I mean, you want to do it after games though, like after the week's games.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So you'd want it to be on Sundays?
Yeah, Sundays would be the better day. Which I know is tougher, but the thing that I would say is, ideally, if anybody got like financing from an org for it to be like sponsored in some way, shape, or form. And I can pay everybody. Then it's like, okay, now we got money on it. That it's like, everybody needs to be there. Then it's not bad, but
that would make it way tougher for me because it's Sundays. I do so much on Sundays.
Especially, well, the good thing is like league's almost kind of done during football season.
Yeah, that is the good thing of league. It's just not just football. I have so much stuff.
No, I know. You're a church family. Sundays are tough.
Yeah, but that, for $5.
That if I could convince Sam, like, hey, he gets like $100. I mean, obviously that'd be a lot. But like,
that'd be a lot of money.
$100 a month from like doing this.
I was gonna say $100 a week, bro. That's a big chunk of change.
$5,200. I ain't got that.
Yeah,
I ain't paying that.
That's what I'm saying. But nah, that would be so fun though. I like the thought of that. I mean, could we just do it on Mondays? Like Monday evenings, or is it the hype of the games that makes it so good?
It's the hype of the games and tuning in immediately afterwards that makes it a little bit more fun. But I'm sure we could do it on Mondays as well.
Yeah.
And like make it like Monday night tune in. I mean, the thing is, like, how many podcasts are too many podcasts? I guess would be the big thing. Because, like, does doing that interfere with the ability for us to do like this show?
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably 100%.
Because that's why it's like after games, it feels like it's part of game days, and it feels like it's a very reactionary thing versus like midweek podcasts where like, hey, you've sat on it. We're talking about some of the bigger headlines of things like.
Yep. That makes sense. That would be really cool.
Especially, again, if we got co-streaming, it would be great.
Yep. Co-streaming, that's the tough part to get because the LPP is just the most apparently coveted thing on the search. I already said is like...
If I got co-streaming, I'm building a analyst desk here.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
That'd be so cool.
I would build a desk that way, because I don't want, if people are tuning into the co-stream, I want it to feel different. So like, I would find a way that like I could use like the left side over here, and build like a co-streaming deck or a co-streaming desk with it. Modify like my stream deck to be able to like go between scenes of like in game versus like community conversations, and like if I could have producer would be way too much, so I need to like produce it myself.
Mhm.
But like I would want the co-stream to feel drastically different than every other co-streamer that's currently doing it in League of Legends by a wide
Yeah.
margin. So
That'd be really cool.
and
Gecko.
having everybody else there to banter with, because I hate like standalone co-streams. I want a group
Yep.
of people to watch with. That's what makes it fun. And not just go on
Yep.
those random bullshit tangents that like, Sneaky Meteos and Double Lift do where they're not even talking about the game. Like you
Yeah.
gotta be talking about the game.
Yep. Yeah, that was the one that I think the NA like guys are just so cooked on. I mean, they just not a lot of them really like care about the games too much, other than Dom. But I'm just not a Dom guy,
Yeah.
so that makes it a little rough for me. Like Cadriel is kind of good about that because he's always like focused on the game.
Yep.
When it's happening, and he's not just dumping on players, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Like that was a huge problem in NA. I mean, low key co-streaming like did destroy us because it was just co-streamers being like, "Oh, the play is so bad," that they convinced everybody to not even watch.
I mean,
So
I will say some of that is warranted. Transitioning this
the
to
FBI thing,
this
yeah.
weekend, this past weekend of games.
Yeah,
that was bad.
that was really
That
bad.
was really bad.
That does deserve it.
Was that
Yeah,
the worst weekend or the worst series that FBI has ever played?
100%. It made like I'm an FBI truther, and I was even like, nah, man, he's cooked.
That Senate bill pissed me off. It pissed me off.
I mean,
so
he's
bad.
not getting another team.
You really don't think he's getting another team next year?
No, no way. Not like this.
I mean, there's more time. It's 1 week. I
How
mean,
do you-
they're going against FlyQuest and C9 next. So like,
How do you
Oh.
say? Is it Sahid or Sajed? How do you say his
Sahid,
name?
I think.
Sahid. Okay, Sahid is gonna get a spot way before FBI.
Probably. You would think
Then
that he
what?
would
It
get
would
a
be
chance taken on him and Scary Jerry.
Jan, Masu, and then C9 has
Sven.
Sven probably sticks around.
For a little bit longer, yeah.
Yeah. And or if you're gonna pick between Sven or who is it? Gosh, FBI, you're gonna go with Sven.
Yeah.
So that just makes sense to me. And then who, because I'm trying to think of 8 guys who I would have over him. And then Sahid, I would take over him. Like you should at least try him.
Yeah.
Scary Jerry should get another shot. I don't know why. Henna, is Henna the ADC at Lions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Henna. And then Saint is the mid. I was making sure he wasn't the mid. But then we need 2 more.
You have
I mean, B-Voy
yeah,
probably
I maybe
is
but
better
I'm
than
not.
him.
Maybe.
B-Voy, I mean, B-Voy is better than him in my head, but B-Voy is better than FBI. Yeah, the more I say it out loud, the more I'm
Yeah.
saying it. He's better than FBI, or at least I would stick with him over FBI.
As of right now, yeah.
And then who would your 8th be? Because Dig is running Tomo, right?
Yeah, not Tomo.
I don't think Tomo sticks.
No. I think that's pretty
Sahid
much it.
already. He could maybe be the 8th. Because, I mean, it's tactical. If
No.
they get back in.
No. And then you
And
have
that is
who
scary.
who's
That's
the
scary.
who's no Rahel who's why am I blanking on Rahel? That he didn't he get picked up by like Rahel's an ADC, right?
Rahel, yeah. He's
For-
on
for who?
DSG.
Oh, that I was trying to remember. There was somebody
Yeah.
else. I was like, who am I
You
forgetting?
know
right
why I know that? Because I only wanted to watch the new top laner.
For Gakkos? Yeah.
I had no interest in watching DSG. I saw their nameplates and went, oh. I was like, I forgot that guy's there now. I was like, this guy's okay.
I will say Gakkos did not have the best start.
No.
That game
No.
wasn't pretty, but like at the same time, hey, it's your debut. Kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody can be Callista, I guess, and their debut is just fan-fucking-tastic, so.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, probably. So what? The 8th slot would just be some Korean.
Yeah.
Pick a Korean
Pick any
somewhere in the
Korean
world
somewhere,
right
they'll
now.
come in, imported.
Yeah.
Yep.
FBI's gone. But you know where FBI gets a job instantly?
LFL.
Tier 2. No, Tier 2.
Well,
Someone on
that's
Tier
tier
2
2.
is giving him a job. Yeah, true.
That's tier 2.
But somebody in Tier 2 is going, that's an easy way to try to have a number 1 Tier 2 team and get into LTA.
Yeah. Good. I mean, he could follow the Cody Sun route.
I guess
Yeah.
Khan has a point. That is it Bvoy, or is it Bvoy better than FBI, or is it Seos better than Ayla? I do think after this week
I
have
think
to
you
look
still
at
have to
FBI and
give.
be a little tough on it.
Yeah, 100%. But I think you have to look at all of 100 Thieves, because let's be honest.
Did not look good. Look checked out.
We share a singular brain cell on this team, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm glad they posted the clip that only apparently 100 people liked and like 1,000 people saw on the 100 Thieves Twitter, because apparently we stopped uploading to YouTube entirely. That's already done. But at
Really?
the end,
They're just cutting that?
guess so. So Golden Glue brought everybody back into the conference room with Valorant on the screen, by the way, very fitting. And was basically like, you guys know you're better than that. I don't know what the fuck that was, but like, you're better than that. Maybe it's just me reading too much into a very small clip of it, but like, it kind of felt like very defeated vibes already. Like, it's week 1. Yeah, you got pounded by TL, but like, it's week 1. It gave me the sense of like, nobody's handling this, hey, 100 Thieves is leaving this year thing, and we're having problems very well. And I can't imagine the next 2 weeks, given how shit this format is going to help them out at all.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think you can have a better summary than that. Like, it just looks exactly as you said. They're just not. There's a lot of pressure, and you're adding that to the fact that they were already in a bad place.
Like, how?
And honestly, this format is not kind.
Not even
at all.
Let's have this discussion. This is one of the worst formats I think I've ever seen.
Well, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's
not
like
good.
the whole advertising around this being like, you get to pick your team. It's gonna be great because people are gonna pick who they want, and it's dramatic and brings drama. And I'm like, it's so fucking telegraphed who's picking who, and they're awkwardly standing up there being like, yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm like, if this was Call of Duty, I'd have 100% faith that this would work entirely, but it's not. It's League. And the fact that you're for 3 straight weeks making it so that we're going to have pretty much nothing but blowouts this entire time is fucking wild to me. Wild. Whenever you're looking at like the LCK and it's like, okay, it's all the top teams against the top teams. Even if T1 is like beating the shit out of KT Rolster, it's like, okay, they're still a top 5 team. Like, the fact that T1's beating the shit out of them means so much more than them beating the shit out of fucking Quantum Freaks and Berserker and Piosik on their last legs.
Yeah, and it's been rough. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, watching this weekend, I was like, I don't know how bad I need to watch this, because like, this is just gonna be what this format is this first round.
Yeah.
And these are all just curb stomps. Like, this is pretty tough to see. And some of the games were good, don't get me wrong. Like, the second Shopify Dig game, we battled with them. But once that ended, I was like, yeah, that was probably the closest shot we had to us going game 3.
Yeah.
And it's just cooked. Because, like, Disguised had no shot, even if FlyQuest was down a man. Like, running Geckos that game. And he had a tough opening. Line didn't really look too good with their modified roster because of reasons, and because of visas, which we could have a whole podcast on
Yeah,
visas.
we could. Very well
Maybe that's
could.
what Travis Gafford will come back and do. He'll fix the American visa. But then you have stinking TL100 Thieves, and in my head, I was, guys could bounce back and make this
Yep.
a 2-1. And maybe this is something. This goes the distance. Nope, I'm an idiot. Should have just known that was going to be a
Yep.
stomp. Don't know why I even gave you a game.
So,
And I was kind of iffy on my Shopify 2.0, and I guess it was pretty iffy though, low key.
yeah. So, for
But-
context, you are officially leading in our points battle. You are up 7-6 because we both hit all 3 of the 2-0 predictions perfectly. And
Yeah.
then you got the TL series right, but obviously both of us got the score line wrong in the 2-1 prediction.
Yeah.
Is there any series this weekend that you are not going to predict a 2-0 in the favorites? And to read off the matchups, it is 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest, Lion versus Team Liquid, Dignitas versus C9, and DSG versus Shopify.
Bro, there's no way the format is so bad we're speed running our picks because we can just silence it down to like pretty much would you go to game 3? Can they make the to game 3? And we're just like, nah.
No, I'll
Nope.
be honest. I have 2-0s every single series this weekend. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody takes a game.
There's no way we can like mix this up too. Like I don't know how you come back on me now. Until round 3.
Until the next stage, yeah. Like until
yeah,
we get to the
and then
elimination stage. Yeah.
maybe something weird happens. No, I just mean in round 1, like it's cooked. Like round 1 is actually like this.
Because-
Just like what is this?
And
bro?
here's the best part. Assuming everybody goes 0-2, we already know the schedule for next week because the picking order remains exactly the same and they'll swap it. So it will be DSG versus Team Liquid. It'll be Lion versus Shopify Rebellion. It'll be 100 Thieves versus Cloud9. And it'll be Dig versus FlyQuest because you can't repeat matchups.
Yeah, and assuming all the wins happen, they can't pick
No. So
the other winners.
it's
So yeah,
like we are.
Oh man,
I'm sitting here assuming everybody 2-0s this weekend. I'm picking the same fucking 2-0s next weekend. Like
this is astounding.
this is
How bad of
wild.
an idea
This
it
is
was.
wild.
Because you can't even like. You're hoping low key. I guess it's good in the idea of everyone's cheering for the upset. If it's not their team.
Yeah.
That's the winner. But like I never thought I would see Shopify become like really this is just me watching Shopify. We are clearly by far the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And all this is a test of can we gatekeep and then the other team's just curb stomping people repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. Like there's no other reason to go about it differently. And it is tough to watch. I won't lie. Like this late in the year, like when League is in kind of that lull spot where you're, yes, I want football. Like I have no other sport. Theoretically, I should be dying for League, but also it's like so nice outside. I gotta do.
Same.
And so I'm in this like weird state where I'm like, okay, I'll just watch the highlights. But at the same time, it's like. Maybe if something's interesting, but these are curb stomps, so it even doubles up like the idea of I can watch the highlights. Because these are just brutal matches.
My theory, Cloud said it great earlier when I was listening to the LTA report. Any format where you are relying on the drama coming off the back of an upset is a problem. And this entire format is predicated on somebody of the lower seeds pulling off an upset and taking a win over a team that is better than them. Like whether it's a game or a series,
Yeah.
like you are entirely relying on upsets. There's no way in the first 3 weeks for you to be rewarded as a top team for good play.
Yeah.
I mean, your reward is you get to technically face like a worse team, but like,
Wow.
like
And
how you want to see like if this is Swiss stage, like this week, think about what would happen if this was Swiss. This weekend's matchups would be a combination of C9, Shopify, TL, FlyQuest in any concoction, and then Dig disguised 100T Lion in some concoction, which would be great. Then you have
yeah,
you have close games all the way through. All
and
the way through.
Khan made a good point. Like, if these are all 2-0s, round 3 is kind of just done. We don't need
Yes
it.
and no. The reason why it is
It's just
important,
seeding, right?
it's seeding because like within the top 4 and bottom 4, say in that final week,
Yeah.
DSG is the only team to take a game off of their top team. Like say DSG takes a game off of Team Liquid, DSG jumps up to the 5 seed. And
Yeah.
they get to pick their opponent in the knockout stage. So like any single game win actually is important for any of these teams. But again, the fact that you're relying on an upset is wild.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true. It's just so, I don't know, it's mind-boggling, I guess. Because no matter how many times they explain the format, in my head I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I need to see it. And then when I really saw it, I was like, no, this is literally what they explained, and it's not good.
No.
Because, yeah, you are right. Like, there is a chance they move up to 5. But if we're being honest, DSG jumping to 5 is still, like, to me,
That I think that's also
doesn't
bad
matter.
because like you
They get cooked.
jumped
Yeah.
over 3 different teams without ever having to face the 3 teams that you're jumping above. You're not like nobody's gonna sit here if the bottom 4 is DSG, 100 Thieves, Lion, and Dig. And because DSG takes a single game off of Team Liquid, and 100 Thieves got blasted by FlyQuest and C9, whenever DSG's losses would be to FlyQuest, to Shopify, and to TL. Slightly different, but like 100 Thieves never got the chance to play like the one team that in theory is like closer to them in Shopify.
Yep.
Like you're sitting here like, okay, are they even rightfully the 5 seed? And say 100, for example, 100 Thieves plays a really close 2-0 series against FlyQuest and C9. And it's like, okay, they are presumably like, if they're like keeping it close, even though they're getting 2-0'd, they're probably going to stomp the teams below them. And then they go in as the ace seed, for example, or like something like that because they couldn't take a game, but everything was close. You're just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck? What is this for? Like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's
god
awful.
It's very bad. It's absurd. And I mean, it's just one of those things where you're like, I don't know, what, you can't do anything out of this, and this is how we go to World. So it's like, we're kind of just stuck in this, and I guess it's really sad. This is also like, this could be the way 100 goes out. What a weird way for it to happen. I mean, I guess Shopify could just be,
Riot
we
fuckery,
could just
who
be
would have
better
guessed?
than you.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah. I mean, because there's a real chance we are just better than you guys at this point. You guys are so mental collapsed. But making you run a gauntlet while we just get 3 tune-up series is like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. All because we did well in spring, which I guess is a good reward theoretically. I don't even know. Like, it's just insane. This can't be healthy for the bottom team. Like any of them.
No, God, no.
It's like,
I didn't even think about that. So your matchups, assuming you move on in like the standings that you are, you guys will get the 3 seed, right?
as it stands now.
Because you guys beat Team Liquid.
Yeah, if we just 2-0 the next
You
2
get the 3
series,
seed.
we're the 3 seed.
And you get the 3 seed by beating Disguised, Dignitas, and Lion. And we're the ace seed because we lost to FlyQuest, to Team Liquid, and to Cloud9. In no world Is that even remotely close to being applicable to one another for seeding purposes?
Yeah, and because you could also win, let's say, one game, and because of that one game, you could hold, what were you, fifth seed last year?
Yep.
Or last split, right? Yeah, you could keep your fifth seed. But that is still crazy to me that, like, you played Cloud9, FlyQuest, TL, and got fifth seed at best.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best you really can do.
Yeah.
Because there's no world we lose, like, 2 series and somehow even up to you guys, and you guys aren't going to beat FlyQuest. It is just an insane form. I don't know.
Also, Con
it's
brings up a
just
great
insane.
fucking point. If we take a single game off of FlyQuest, they risk dropping down to the 4th seed.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
you guys have an easier schedule than they do. Because we have to put, like, we are in theory, like, the better team of, like, the bottom 4 by seeding
Yeah.
purposes. So if we take a single game off them, but you guys go on to be, like, the 1 or 2 seed because you played easier opponents and dodged us from the bottom
Yeah.
4, that's fucking wild. That'd
Which,
be
I mean,
wild.
theoretically doesn't really matter because it's double Elam bracket.
No, but, like, still,
Crazy.
like, that you want to make sure the
Yeah.
bracket is seeded as good as possible. Like, this has been the argument for a long period of time when it comes to Worlds. It's like, you're gonna have a bad bracket if the way you qualify into the bracket stage is not flushed out. And now we're
And you
we're
not
seeing that
getting
here.
double Elam is also, like, despicable. I guess that none of the bottom 14 can realistically play into double Elam.
No, you're fine.
Unless they went Super Saiyan for a weekend.
Which, look, if that
Or
was
for
the
a month.
stated intent from this, like, if it was clear, like, if we did the LCK type thing where it was like, hey, your split 2 format or your split 2 result puts you in a group, and that group will determine your seeding. And you say, like, hey, the top 4, they're battling each other to tune up for playoffs, and those 4 are guaranteed double elimination no matter what. All right?
Yeah.
And the bottom 4 in these groups are going to play against each other, but 2 of them will move up to the upper bracket and play, like say the team that wins in, like, the group for the upper bracket gets, like, a first round bye. Think old LCS format.
Mhm.
Where 2 teams get a bye, 4 teams play off against each other, and then the other 2 are already like down below in single elimination. Like, there's a punishment for finishing 7th and 8th, or, like, bottom 2 in that lower group. There's a reward in that you get double elimination for finishing top 2 there. There's a punishment for the top group in that you have to play against the 2 better teams from the lower thing, and the top teams get a week off.
Yeah.
Or get, like, a bye, like, which means that they get closer to Worlds automatically. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, that sets expectations. I was like, okay, well, 100 Thieves has to play against all bottom teams in that lower bracket. Well, then you should have performed better in split 2. But that would be a stated intention going into it, and you know that. Whereas now, nobody had any fucking clue what was happening here.
Yeah. No, that is for real. Because now we're all just sitting here like, oh wow, like, that summer or that spring loss you guys had would have hit, like, terrible, like a whole ton of bricks pretty much if you knew what was coming now.
Yeah.
Because pretty much that loss and that collapse, and honestly, it would have made me be way more amped. Like, I would have felt way more elation because I would have realized we just booked ourselves, like, top 4 or winners bracket for summer. Like, we have a good pathway here to going to the big LTA, regional final. Jazz, like, this is real, and it's kind of insane the way they do. It just is different. I can't get over how wacky this is and how funny it is that they chose it this way.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I mean, at the end of the day, it is their choice, and they can make it as crappy as they want. But
I love the banners, though.
strange.
Love those banners. Oh, they're sick.
Yeah.
Gives me medieval times vibes. Absolutely. I'm here for it. You know, somebody in that writer's room went to medieval times randomly and was like, you know what would be a really good idea? If we did the flag thing. Now, here's the kicker. Let me buy one of those. Whether in-game or out, let me buy one.
Yep. They won't.
They won't.
They will not.
But, I don't know. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. Final thing I want to bring up to kind of go full circle here. One of the takes that I made on Hotline League, which Travis called me crazy for, when I called in the fucking Hotline League this past week, like when I called in 2 days ago, he's like, "Oh, some of your crazy takes about road shows and all this shit." I just watched the LCK with the T1 homestand and the LEC do exactly what I was suggesting. And it's being raved as the future of their leagues. Don't ever sit here and call me fucking crazy about Roadtrips ever again. Anybody that ever tries to mouth off to me about cost and all this bullshit, I'm just going to point to them. Oh, well, you can't make it happen in NA. Well, that's 7 years of incompetence on your part that got us to this point. I don't give a shit. That's the way forward.
Yep. No, I knew you were going to talk about something with this because of all this with Travis going away and Roadshow, and then T1 running a great one. And it is one of those things where it's like, see what is possible if you just try and get it there and what you can do. And also with the fact I don't buy NA League is as dead as everyone's saying because we just saw it in the sign numbers. So.
And like people showed up as well. It's like it pisses me off. It makes me happy, but also pisses me off that I know the second something major happens with like T1 and the LCK and is right in line with the shit that I've been asking for a long period of time, there'll be a DM from Joe Marsh waiting for me to fucking rub it in a little bit. And I'm like, fuck, man, come on. Can we give me some leverage here in this fucking battle, please? I'm begging you.
Yep.
Hi, Luna. Come here.
Dude, it'll be a while. Let's be real.
Dude.
We're just going to have to accept that. It'll be a while.
Do a Broadway takeover. A 2,000-seat theater for one team. We can make it work. We could easily make it work.
I mean, actually, New York, yes.
Oh, dude.
But
I'm telling you.
At the end of the day, they're just going to tell you the same thing they always.
Yeah, that's too.
Oh, and RB Storm just said it. The money ain't right. We can't get it done because the money ain't right.
That I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that there's not a way. Seeing the success of MSI, I refuse to believe that there's not a way that we can make it work.
I think when they would attach them to conventions, that was the way to do it.
I still think that is the way. Absolutely. Like, I think that's gonna be
to
better.
Make it cheaper if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, like obviously that's going to be the way forward. But I think teams really, really need to step up. It is on the teams to be able, like, because these homestands, like everybody's thinking about like, oh, NA can't do this, NA can't do that. It is on the teams to make a decision, like if what I would do and what I'm going to do based on, whatever or however this offseason plays out and wherever I decide to go from there. Like the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, I've got pictures saved of the K-Corp homestand, of the MKOI homestand, of the Gen G and KT homestand, of the T1 homestand. I'm going to grab pictures of those, put them on the wall, and say we have 2 years to have an event like this.
Yeah.
Not to their scale, obviously. But we have 2 years to put our effort in to making an event like this happen.
Yeah. And I think you have to, but tying it to the conventions gives you a chance of more.
I think the conventions have to happen on Riot side though. Like the conventions can't
Riot
be
side,
a team.
you think?
Yeah, that I think you can do it for like a road trip for a week of LTA or LCS, hopefully at that time, or things like that. That's not a team specific thing. I want a
Fair.
team run event during the regular season.
I just don't know if there'd be fan pull for it.
If you give enough time, that's why I say 2 years. I think if you told me, I'm gonna pick DSG randomly. If DSG is like the team, and we say in 2 years we are having an event in New York at a 2,000 person Broadway theater for a single weekend of games, we can invest everything into getting local fandom here, building out, like getting the ball moving over the course of those 2 years. So it's not just randomly like, hey, we're gonna have this event. It's like, no, we are building up to this moment, and we are taking the steps that you need to all the way up to that point.
Yeah. I could see that more of what you're saying.
And if it
Because
works
yeah, it's
once,
just so. Yeah. If it works once, you can share the blueprint, maybe.
yeah, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way that we can make this happen. Tickets, for the entire weekend, say, I don't know how much you need there, but you need to up your merchandise game. You need to have things that people can buy. You need to be able to get a cut of food and beverage potentially. Like, you need to make sure that you can make your money back and start working towards those revenue streams. Like, those T1 events are profitable. They are profitable events for the organization because they sell enough tickets, they sell enough merch, and they have enough revenue streams there. Same thing for MCOY, same thing for K Corp. Those events are profitable for them. I don't care how we have to downscale it to make it work, but we need to make it profitable. And what I would also do is I would also bake a part of that cost into your operating budget as part of the stipend that Riot gives you. Save a portion of that every year. So part of that is cost that you already have set aside. Part of that is revenue from the event itself. And go from there.
Yeah. I think that would be the blueprint to it. I'm just wondering. I just don't know if teams can do that on their own. But I mean, it would. You don't get anything done by just sitting around. I guess
that's my.
Would be the huge issue.
You have to try. You have to try. What good is us sitting here consistently saying like, well, the money's just not going to work. It's not nothing's going to happen. Well, then it's just going to die out.
Yep.
And if we try this and in 2 years we can't get it to work and it's a massive problem, then we were always going to go under anyways. At least we went down swinging. I'd rather strike out swinging than strike out looking. Every single fucking time.
Yep.
And we've seen the blueprint has been laid. Put in the fucking work and get it done. Whatever you gotta do. Get Dom and Cadril out there. Fly Cadril out to watch that weekend from there. I promise you, the second you announce Cadril's going to be there, sold out instantly. Instantly.
Yeah, that's a good. Do you think we could get Cadril?
If we plan it a year and a half, 2 years in advance, yeah. Like if we're prepping for that moment and we tell Cadril, hey, we're going to have an event in NA. We will make it a point to cover your costs to get out here. You can stream, obviously keep all the money from your own event. We will set up this would be a ballsy move. I mean, I don't know how you involve Los Rotondas. I think that's kind of a tough ask, all things considered. But here's what they need to do. Make a deal with LCK to host LCK matches in NA. I can talk about that slightly. That's allowed to happen. You are allowed to have LCK matches in North America. But the LTA has to buy it from the LCK. Basically, you have to license a weekend of games out from the LCK to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it would ever happen, obviously. We got our own problems and our own things we're working through here. But I'm just saying, technically, That is possible.
Think Crawcook is right that Brazil is probably too big a market. They won't merge or they won't fold Eltan.
No,
Maybe
they'll,
what you could. I don't know if we could do regular season games though.
if the
In
format's not
places
shit
to
like it
pull
is
them
right
up.
now.
Yeah, you think so?
I think if you go like, put it this way,
I think without tying it, I know you want Riot to tie them to conventions, but I think the teams would have to tie them as well if it's a regular season game.
maybe, but I also think like if it's, for example, if we do the LCK format next year,
Mm-hmm.
guess which 4 teams would be coming out if you did a summer roadshow? It would be FlyQuest, it'd be C9, it'd be TL, and it'd be Shopify. Those are
Yeah.
4 teams that would absolutely sell out a 2,000 seat stadium here in New York.
Yeah, they would.
And it's Cloud. It's whoever say Cloud9 because I say Cloud9 because it's C9 New York for their Call of Duty team.
Yeah.
Cloud9's home event in New York City, but you have all these teams here. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
absolutely sell that out. Not a doubt in my mind. We can get 100
No,
people
yeah,
at a
that's
bar
totally fair.
with no Riot
Yep.
branding, with no like you're not actually seeing games in person. You would sell that out so fucking quick.
That is a fair point.
Dude, to Khan's point, look, I'm pushing for it. That's all I'm saying. A T1 roadshow in New York City. A road trip for LCK, but in New York. Would hit so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And it would prove once and for all that it's not that North American fandom for esports is not here.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, they could sell out probably a 10,000 person theater.
Wow.
Easy. For Faker, for T1, like guaranteed that weekend, you were seeing Faker.
Mm-hmm.
You were you would want to get some of the
Chovy.
bigger teams.
Yeah.
Faker, Chovy, you get Genji, T1, Hama Life, and like KT.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. They might be to Khan's point. It might be overshooting it. They might be able to do MSG.
I love that after all that has happened with Hotline League, we've outlasted them with you still talking about shows this long and this passionate. Some of your visions sometimes even this is why we cannot do colors. Because your vision is just so like insanely large, and then I'll just be sitting here like, I don't know. And I don't add much, but I'm just like, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot to add to do. And you're like, dude, MSG. Give me 4 teams from Korea. I need the international plane. I need as much as I can get, but I can do this. That kills me every time.
Dude, I'm telling, I could.
I know you could. I know you could.
I'd every day. All I'd ask, I would ask Joe, hey, $2,000 of marketing budget, and my ass will be out in Washington Square Park with a sign doing T1 trivia every fucking day for 3 months leading up to the event to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it'd be so good. It'd be so fucking good. It'd be so much fun.
I do like what Alex put. For being called League of the Americas, we don't really go around the Americas.
No, and that's
well, you know, Alex, it could be way worse. We could be called EMEA and just not even
acknowledge
look
that
at
the Middle
the
East
other
and Africa exists.
parts. Yeah. If there's an EMEA final that's ever in the MEA part, I will be shocked. I mean, super shocked. But it is true. We do not get around. But we are going to Texas.
That's good. Our one
pretty
guaranteed
far.
road show a year.
Yeah, they got pretty far this year from the West Coast.
I didn't even see. I wonder how tickets are doing. I'm gonna look at that now. If you had to guess, do you think it's even like halfway sold out?
TBH, no. I hate to say that. I'll be right back. I got groups.
All right. Here, I'll share my screen, folks. I will. Let me do this. Let me share my screen. All right. There we go. Let me pull this over here real quick. Okay. If we're doing find tickets on sale June 15th. No. Okay. Yeah, fine. A lot of clicking to get to this, must say. Okay, yes, obviously. Da-da-da-da, da, da-da-da-da. Okay, so they're going to have this entire left side blocked off, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all the floor seats on that. Okay, that's good. Hey, look, all these floor seats are sold out already. That's great. Most of
That's
those.
awesome, though.
Okay, this is actually, you know what? This is better than I thought it was going to be.
This is good.
These top sections not being sold out. That's a little meh.
How big is the arena?
I think 9,000.
Oh, that's really good.
This is about halfway sold out, I would say. Because don't forget, you're cutting off all of these sections and you're replacing them with the floor. So I would say about halfway sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Is my guess. That's not terrible. That's better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad. Could be worse.
No, it could be way worse.
And I'd imagine some of the those remaining seats might fill up from Brazilian fans once they find out that their team is going, or it could be.
Yeah.
Especially like say Fury against like the number 1 seed. Like yeah, they can fill
Or
up
Loud,
quicker.
dude.
Or Loud, yeah.
Honestly, just if we make it, Seos has a lot of fans. It's kind of wild.
It is going to be crazy though, as Colin pointed out, and a testament to where we are at as a region if CV LOL fans outnumber LCS fans. I'm really curious to see that final number.
Man, I wish I could go.
Yeah.
I'm not doing my part very well.
I mean, I wish I could too, but it's not fiscally responsible for me to do that. So.
Yeah.
And no team has offered to fly me out. So.
Smooch.
If a team does, hey, all I'm saying is if a team wants me to come out and do content with them, I'm fucking down. I'm down. We'll do whatever. Like, we can discuss a content plan, whatever you want. If you could fly Paula down there for me, that'd be great and much appreciated because I could use a cameraman. That's all I'm saying. But if any LTA org is looking for somebody that clearly knows how to do fucking content and we could do a live crossover podcast from the venue potentially.
True.
All I'm saying is I think that shit would hit hard. Vlog footage for podcast. I'll do content for their channels. Vlog footage for mine. I do TikToks as I'm uploading. Like I'm working the entire time. Fan meet and greets. Like
next year we need to actually do something like this.
I mean, next year I'm going to Korea. So.
Well, wait, it's in Brazil. Crud.
Oh yeah, final. What? We'll talk off stream.
You just said you're going to Korea?
We'll talk off stream. Yeah, it is in Brazil, so next year gets tough.
Yeah.
Sponsor what Pleasure Chest is our primary sponsor with a Love Sense as like secondary. KMY Jelly is the second tier sponsor as well. Did you see
That would be
to
crazy.
close
work.
this out? Did you see what got thrown on the court at the NBA or WNBA game last night?
Yes,
Did you see
people are wild, bro. Yeah, what?
There was somebody that edited as like a Nike ad, and I forget it was like hang on, let me make sure I'm quoting this right. WNBA dildo. Somebody had the quote of the century with it. And I need to find it, but now I'm not seeing it, which is tragic. Please tell me I like this. If I can find it that I liked it, that'd be great. WNBA. If I type in WNBA Nike, what are the odds that it comes up? Oh, no, somebody just did the basic just do it. But there was a better phrase that somebody had that was something along the lines of like, just keep it in. Or something like that. I was like, oh no. This is bad. But all right, anything else we want to mention before we wrap it up here?
No. I think hopefully elimination stage goes hard. Really hoping that bracket gets tight because we just got to survive through the crushing blows of each week of 2-0s, and we'll be good because this is a wild format, bro.
Pretty much.
Riot, I know how you could fix the league. Just want to remind everybody of that.
Of course. I will end this by saying I will try to
Do the
make
right
sure
thing.
I'll try to make sure that Paul is on top of timestamps for this show going forward, given that we're the longest potential running.
Oh
Riot
my
show.
gosh! Because we're the longest running.
Potential. And special announcement for everybody: we did get our application in for the low budget LCS. Thanks to Paul. Massive shout out to him for putting the legwork in. Paul and I will be returning as a bot lane duo. So if you want to watch some amazing low plat level bot lanes with a fiddlestick support, be ready because we are going to terrorize the Rift, assuming we get accepted into our division. And it is going to be a fun ass fucking time.
And it is fearless.
Oh, what?
It's fearless best of threes.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Are
and
you
the
kidding?
website they use to draft, their in built website, lblcs.com, like tracks your drafts by game. So it tells you what you can't draft the next game automatically. It
That's
grays them out.
amazing.
Yeah.
Huh.
So this is gonna be pretty tight.
Dude, you got me even more excited now. I've been playing Fearless every time I play ranked already. You just got me even more excited for it.
Yeah, so when he says we have pocket picks, I'm about to be. I mean, it's only 2 games and 3 at best, but my bag can get pretty ugly at the bottom. When I have an excuse to let myself get into the ugliness of my bag, it's not good.
The best part is
we'll
because
see.
we're in like a low elo league, we could just spend all of our bans on support picks. Just for the hell of it. Because nobody's going to be like that good on their one trick. We just ban all the supports and just like mess around with it.
Yep.
But
no, it's actually true. Like, we could do some wild stuff.
We could do the classic, pick somebody's champion, pull away from them entirely, and then ban out the rest in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
5 melee comp, make it work, and then screw them for game 2.
Yep, it would be so funny.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be very fun. I'm very excited.
I cannot wait. All right, that's gonna be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you next week. I'll be returning from Atlantic City on that day, so I'm probably going to be tired. But
Oh, dang. Do you want to do it another day? Well, you can talk about it then.
possibly push it to Thursday. We'll see. I'll let you know.